Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tessie. Today I'm going to be recreating this style. If you're new to my channel, you're welcome. If you're yet to subscribe, kindly do that and let's get right into the video. For this, I'm going to be making use of Ankara and I'm making use of 6 yards. So we're going to be cutting out the back part of the front first. So I folded my fabric into two. So I'm going to chalk the starting point, which will serve as my shoulder line. So from that point, I'll take my shoulder divided by 2. For the chest line, I'll come down by 8.5 inches. Then I'll chalk from the shoulder to the half length, which is 17 inches. And then for the full length of this, I'm making use of 28 inches. So I'll go ahead now to connect my lines. After connecting my lines, I have my shoulder line, chest line, half length, and my top length. So at the neck area, I'm going to be using 3 inches and I'll come down by 1.5 inch. I'll connect my lines. So this is the back, as you can see. So I'm using 3 by 1.5 inches. I'll come down by 1 inch at the shoulder for the shoulder slope, and then I'll connect my lines. So what I'll be doing next is checking what I have at the armhole area divided by 2, and then at the chest line I'll take my bust divided by 4 plus 2 inches for sewing allowance. At the waist, my waist divided by 4 plus 2 inches. And then at the top length, I'll be placing my hip measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches for my sewing allowance. So I'll go ahead now to connect my lines. Then I'll curve out my armhole. So guys, we're good to go. I'll go ahead now to cut out the back. So guys, you need to note that this is a sleeveless, so it depends on how open you want it to be at this part. So for me, from the neckline, I'm just going to be chalking 2.5 inches. I don't want it too opened, so it depends on your preference at this point. So I chalk 2.5 inches from the neckline. Then from this point, I'm just going to curve it all the way to the armhole. So I'm just going to curve it into the armhole this way. So we're good to go. I'll go ahead now to cut out this part. So if you want it more revealing, you can go in the more. So it depends on your preference at that point. So at the down part, we're going to be shaping this part a bit. So from the down part, I came up by 3 inches. And then from this point here, I'm just going to curve it in. So guys, I'm just going to curve it in and then cut out this part. So guys, this is what it looks like. As you can see, we're good to go with the back. We're going to be cutting out the front. So for the front, I have my fabric folded into 2, as you can see. So we're going to be leaving 2.5 inches for our button allowance. So I chalked 2.5 inches all the way down. So after chalking my 2.5 inches, I connected it into a straight line, as you can see. Then I placed the back after the line. So after placing my fabric this way, what I'll do next is to cut out the same shape I have. So guys, after cutting out the shape, what we'll be doing is cutting out the neckline. So we're going to maintain the wideness of this neckline, which is 3 inches at this point. Then I'll come down by 2.5 inches. So you come down by 2.5 inches and then you connect your neckline. Then from this point, you just blend it into the zipper allowance, sorry, the button allowance. So we'll go ahead now to cut out this part. And then we'll open up the button allowance area for the front. So you can go ahead now to notch the button allowance. So guys, what we'll be doing next is stitching. So guys, before stitching, I went ahead to weave my armhole area and the button allowance part. So I'm just going to fold it in this way and neatly iron and then stitch it neatly. So I'll go ahead now to stitch this part, and then I'll do the same thing here as well. I'll fold it neatly, iron and stitch. So guys, I'm going to be folding the armhole area. You can use your Emmy gum to just hold it in place or neatly iron it this way and then you stitch. So I'm just going to iron and then stitch. You can see that I have weaved the armhole area as well. So I'll iron and then stitch the front and then do the same thing for the back piece as well. So guys, after doing that, I'm going to stitch it neatly. Like I said, I've done the same thing for the back piece as well. So I'll place the front and the back together, right side facing each other, and then I'm going to be stitching the shoulder using 1/2 inch on both sides. After stitching, I'll go ahead now to shape my top. So guys, after shaping, this is what it looks like. So we're going to be working on the collar area. So for the collar, just use your tape to check what you have round the neckline. So I'll place my tape and check what I have. So what I had was 16.5 inches. So guys, for the wideness of the collar, what you need is 7 inches. So I've gone ahead to cut out 7 inches, and then my neck round is 16.5 inches. I added extra 1 inch for joining allowance, which made it 17.5 inches. So this is what it looks like, as you can see. So quickly, I'm going to put my paper stay at this part. So I just put paper stay at this part, then you fold it into 2, and then you fold it into 2 again. That's into 4. So what I did was I folded it into 2, as you can see, then I folded it into 2 again. So what you do is check what you have at this part. So whatever you have here, you divide it into 2, and then you chalk it down. So I divided it into 2, then I chalked what I have there. So at this point here, you just come in by 1.5 inches. So you come in by 1.5 inches, blend the 2 dots together. After blending it together, just connect it into a straight line this way. So you're good to go. So guys, you can choose to curve this part. It depends on your preference, but I just want to leave mine straight. So I'll go ahead now to cut out these other parts. So after cutting, you should have something looking like this. So guys, like I said, when stitching, you can choose to curve this part or leave it straight. So I'm going to leave mine straight, but before stitching, just leave 1/2 inch here, and then you stitch, and then stitch this part. You do the same thing for this part as well. So guys, after doing that, this is what it looks like, as you can see. So we're going to be attaching this to the top. So you can see that I left 1/2 inch at the top for joining allowance. So I'm going to place this here, and then take one part and then place it at this starting point here, and then I will be stitching. So guys, I'll go ahead now to open it up, stitch it all the way down to the other end, and then use the other one to close it. So you close this other one this way, and you neatly just stitch it all the way to the other neck. So we're good to go with that. So for the trouser part, I'm not going to be making this as a palazzo. She wants a pleat at the waist area, so I'm going to be making this like a pleated pant, and it's just going to be a very quick tutorial. If you want a palazzo tutorial, just watch any of my video, you will understand. So for the pleated pant, what I have on fold here is 21 inches. So I just want to make use of 21 inches. So what you need to do is just to come down to your crotch. So you take your hip divided by 4, and then you add extra 2 inches for this kind of pant. So guys, after connecting my crotch line, I'll come in here by 2 inches. So just come in by 2 inches, and then you connect it all the way to the waist area. Then after connecting, I'm just going to curve my crotch. So from this point, I'm just going to connect a straight line all the way down. So just take it all the way down. Then what I'll be doing next is at this side of the fabric, I'll come down by 1 inch, and then from this point, I'm just going to connect it to that 1 inch area. So guys, we're going to be pleating this area to get our waist measurement later on. For now, I'm going to be cutting out the excess at this part, and then I'll cut out the crotch area as well. After doing that, I'm going to slit the side as well. So we're good to go with the front. I'll label this as my front. I'll also label this other part as the front. So we're going to be cutting out the back. So for the back, I have my fabric folded into 2. I'm going to place the front on the back. So guys, I'm so sorry, my phone didn't record the part where I explained what I did at this side. So what I did was just to come in by 2 inches. As you can see, I came in by 2 inches at the crotch area, connected it all the way up, and then at the waist area I came up at the back by 1.5 inches. I'm so sorry that my phone didn't record this part, but it's just the same method we used to cut our palazzo. So you can just watch any of my video on how I cut out a palazzo. You understand what I did for the back. So I'm going to open up the side as well. So as you can see guys, we have 2 pieces for both the front and the back. So I'll label this as my back, and then we're going to be joining the front to the front. So you join the front and the front, the back and the back together. So guys, this is very quick, I know, but I'm sorry, but I have a very detailed video on how to perfectly make a pleated palazzo, so just watch the video, you understand. So what I'll be doing next is adding the pocket. So I came down by 2 inches, and then I'm going to notch this part. So I'm going to be adding the pocket at this side. So before adding the pocket, quickly I'm going to join the fabric together. So I'm joining the front and the front together. So I'll join 1/2 inch all the way to the crotch. I'll repeat same thing here, join the back together, 1/2 inch all the way to the crotch. After joining it together, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to be pleating this. So you pleat it to get your waist measurements plus 1 inch on both sides for stitching allowance. So I'll quickly go and pleat, and then it depends on how you want the pleat to be. So it all depends on your preference. Go ahead, pleat it, and then you stitch to hold it in place. So you stitch the waist area to hold it in place. So I'll pleat, I use my pin to hold it, and then I'm going to be stitching. So I repeat same thing for the back as well. So guys, after doing that, this is what it looks like, as you can see. So guys, I've gone ahead to cut out my pieces for the pocket. I have 4 pieces, as you can see. So what I have here is 9 inches by 10 inches. So I'll go ahead now to place these pieces on the fabric. So from that 2 inches line there, I'm just going to place this and stitch using 1/2 inch. I'll repeat same thing here, and then I'll do the same thing for the back as well. So I've gone ahead to join the front and the back together. I will shape 1 inch and then curve in my hand and then shape it all the way down. I'll repeat same thing here. I will shape it all the way down. So guys, just take your waist measurement and then you shape. While shaping, make sure to curve the pocket area and then you stitch it all the way down. So I'll do the same thing here as well. So guys, I'll go ahead now to join my crotch together. So I'll place them this way and then I'll stitch them together. So I'll stitch using 1/2 inch all the way to the other end. So I'll just close it up and then stitch. After stitching, the next thing I'll be doing is adding the band. So for the band, I have my fabric for the band. I have 5 inches, as you can see. So guys, the zip is going to be at the back. So my zip is going to be at the back side. So I've opened up that part, as you can see, and this is what the pocket looks like, as you can see. So what I'll be doing next is adding the band to it. So I'm just going to place my band and then stitch it all around, and I'll add the zip and then show us the end result. So guys, this is the end result. This is what it looks like. The outfit really came out lovely. I love it, and this is it. So I added belt at the top area just to have that snatchy fit around the waist. So I added belt at the top. You can see the belt there. So this is it. Hope this tutorial was helpful. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, drop a comment, and make sure you're following me on all platforms as so it is. Love you guys, and to have a blessed day. Bye.